Hello, this is The Last Bohemian. Welcome! This is a video series I created for looking at films. It's called Cinema Club. This is the first episode of this series. I will look at the movie Horror Express from 1972 with Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee in the leading roles. It is a monster film in the genre of Monster in the House, I would say, which is the house in this case is the train. It tells the story of a scientist who in Manchuria at the turn of the century 1900s discovers a specimen, an ancient humanoid creature frozen in ice, and he takes it on the train where it wreaks havoc and kills a lot of people. And it turns out it's not just a monster, it's an alien being, an alien entity, which introduces a very interesting aspect of scientific exploration in this film, which is not just horror but also science fiction in a way. So that makes it interesting. It's also at the transition from Hammer movies to more contemporary movies. The Hammer gothic style slowly abandoned at the time because of the 70s. They wanted to be more hip and more interesting for younger people. So an example would be the film Dracula 1972 AD, which used modern day 1972 in London. And in the same year, but this movie Horror Express is not a Hammer production. It's a international production with Spanish producers. This is why you have quite a few very interesting, very nice Spanish actors in the film. It was entirely dubbed later. All the sound, all the dialogue is dubbed. What we call ADR, it's automated dialogue recording, I think is the exact term that we use today. At the time, I don't think it was ADR, it was called something different. And what you have here in this film is very nicely developed characters. Is a kind of a competition between the two characters of Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing. Both are scientists, both are researching in China.
Oh, I'm just collecting a few specimens. Miss Jones, let me introduce Professor Alexander Saxton. He dabbles in fossils and bones.
They have to face this evil monster together while competing with each other, so there's a kind of a tension.
Thank you. It's called squeeze in China. The Americans don't know how.
And in Britain, we call it bribery and corruption. Now, sir, excuse me.
And it's very nicely done. I think the film does a really good job in developing the characters and showing their intentions, their motivations. Every character has their own little world they live in. It's often underestimated how important this characterization is in films. And also another aspect I want to point out is the metaphors used. The metaphor for ancient beings and a monster in a house can often be seen as a kind of the shadow side of humanity, our own shadow. We have to face it according to Jung psychology. You grow while you are facing the shadow, which is called individuation. And on my channel, I want to talk a lot about this because it's very important you can't stress it enough that the individual is at the center. It's not a group of people who makes decisions, who creates things, who achieves anything at all. It's always an individual.
Fool, there's nothing in your head of any use.
Or a group of individual people who achieve that. And every individual should and can only make their decisions on their own. In the moment you give that to a group, like these committee decisions or committee, like films made today, made by committee, you see the outcome is very troublesome in most cases, because you have to wait such a long time until everybody has given their agreement for certain things, often very small things.
Thought this might come in handy.
Oh, good idea.
Two of you together, that's fine. But what if one of you is the monster?
Monster? They're British, you know.
This makes it almost impossible to get a clear line, a clear direction. And you see it in the quality of the storytelling, which is lacking there. And I think it's also not a service to individuals in themselves if you do not challenge yourself as an individual.
Much more so, because what it had taken from me would have been added to the learning that it already had.
Professor, spy, baggage man, and thief.
To compete like these two scientists in the film, which is interesting. If you do not compete, if you just agree and say, okay, for the good of peace and quiet, I do agree to everything the collective decides. You don't have tension, and it's not interesting, and especially in film, that is not a good film that comes out of this. So this is why I look mostly at films of the 70s, auteur films, New Hollywood, where the auteur plays a central role. That means there is a direction, there is a vision in this film driven by the director. Usually it's the director, not the producer, for various reasons, but well, it's not the screenwriter either. Often the director is the screenwriter, or he has a major part in writing the film. But basically what this means is that there is a responsibility for the outcome and a vision where the film is headed and what it says, what it means. And there is the point where the metaphor comes in. Usually it's psychology, like these what I mentioned with Jung.
You're in bad humor because you've lost your box of bones. Hmm?
That box of bones, madame, could have solved many of the riddles of science. If the theory of evolution is confirmed, if the science of biology is revolutionized, if the very origin of man is determined.
I have heard of evolution. It's immoral.
It's a fact. And there's no morality in a fact.
You have the shadow aspect as in horror movies. It's not just to scare people. If you make a horror film only to scare people, that's fine, but it's flat. I think these films, even if they are not that scary, to be honest, the Horror Express is not very scary, but it has a level of meaning, metaphors that can be interpreted one way or the other. It's also subjective, right? To look at it like this, what could this mean? What does it entail and inspire in imagination is very interesting, and it makes these films very valuable, I think.
Miss Jones, I shall need your assistance.
Yes, well, at your age, I'm not surprised.
With an autopsy.
Oh, well, that's different.
There went often more thought and effort into these projects outside the technical and sheer complexity of making a film, not to mention that. But in the form of why I make this film, what is the purpose of this film? You can see there is an effort there, which is often not there anymore if you just take a film and say, I want to make money with the film, and the rest I don't care.
Tell me, little father, you believe in the devil?
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, good. Send a telegram. Tell him that Captain Kazan, he knows that a horse has 4 legs. He knows that a murderer has 2 arms. But still, the devil must be afraid of one honest Cossack,
You can see it. It's in the end, you can see it, and that's a shame, because if you invest so much money in films, such films that costs a lot of money. It wouldn't be asked too much to make the effort, the extra step, and think about the meaning, what it really means, what the characters really mean, what the lives behind these characters mean.
Wait! There is something more.
And not just empty shells walking on screen and saying stuff that is just practical for the moment but has no broader sense, which is often the case, unfortunately, due to the complexities that of making a film that all flow in this.
Nail it. That means killing everybody on board.
That's what it says. Maybe there's a war. Maybe it's war.
Yeah. So please watch Horror Express. It's a marvelous film. It can be seen anywhere on YouTube and elsewhere. It's pretty widely available. You will enjoy it. Please leave some comments below and tell me what you think about the film and which films you would like to have talked about in the future. Thank you very much. Please subscribe. Come back for more. Thank you for watching my channel, my videos. I appreciate it. Till the next time.